Ventureland Acres pop-up illuminated the edge of the Gullah/Geechee coastal village, where the humid evening air smelled of salt and cedar smoke. Under the stewardship of TFM Holding, this wasn't just a theme park, it was a sanctuary of legacy. Taijuan stood at the center of the hub, his 5 feet 2 inches robust frame anchored in a tailored overcoat of camel hair. He was the radiant dean, his rooted calmness acting as the gravitational pull for the family. Beside him, Chandler, the elemental giant, stood 6 feet 10 inches in a raw silk moss green shirt, his long dreadlocks tied back with hemp cords. They were reviewing the TFM Companion Bot's latest economic stability projection on a holographic display, their faces lit by the amber glow of the family's collective progress. The encounter, the love beyond the frame, began when Owen, looking every bit the field surveyor in his olive utility vest and thick-rimmed glasses, noticed a figure sitting alone on a weathered bench near the TFM University Microlab. It was Mr. Elias, a reclusive elder who had lived on the edge of the community for decades. He was a former artisan whose hands, now gnarled by time, rested uselessly in his lap. He looked disconnected, a glitch in the vibrant, bustling harmony of the acres. His eyes, though weary, held a depth that reminded Jamal of his own father's artistic harmony. "He's out of sync," Willow whispered. At 3.5, the emotional sensor felt the emotional vacuum radiating from the man. Her skin carried a faint, transient glow as she tugged on Jamal's hand. The extension of love. Jamal, now over 6 feet 0 inches with his hair tips a deep forest green, didn't retreat into his sketchbook. Instead, he used his artistic harmony to bridge the gap. He approached Mr. Elias, not with a question, but with an offering. He pulled out his digital graffiti gloves and began to paint a light sculpture in the air, a shimmering recreation of a Gullah fishing boat. "Owen says the logistics of the old coastal trade were a masterpiece," Jamal said softly. Owen stepped forward, his actionable intelligence clicking into gear. He didn't see an old man. He saw a reservoir of untapped community history. "Sir, TFM University is looking for a mentor for the Hospitality and Heritage module. We have the tech, but we don't have the stories." Mr. Elias looked up, his initial hesitation met by Taijuan's sun-like energy. Taijuan didn't move to fix the man. He simply anchored the space, his rooted calmness providing the safety Mr. Elias needed to breathe. The family in action. The fantastic family moved in a choreographed extension of their unique strengths. Olivia, the kinetic leader, anticipated the physical need. She arrived with a warm tea from the grandma's backyard land, her natural wooden charms jingling softly. Molly and Leo turned their strategic wildness into a welcoming committee. Molly, the celestial guardian, showed Mr. Elias her favorite light-up sneakers, her joy no longer a distraction but a sacred welcome. Leo, the tiny operative, scouted a comfortable spot for Mr. Elias within the microlab, ensuring he had a lucky seat near the window. The solidified legacy. Outside forces, the skepticism of the university's data-driven partners, questioned the ROI of spending so much time on one reclusive elder. But the family stood united. For them, love wasn't a resource to be hoarded. It was the infrastructure of their wealth. By the end of the weekend, the TFM Companion Bot registered a shift. It wasn't just about income or job placement. It was a resonant innocence that had spread through the park. Mr. Elias wasn't just a neighbor anymore, he was chosen family, an instructor in the microlabs, teaching the next generation of TFM students that the smart way plant management began with the stories of the soil. As the sun set over Adventureland Acres, the gilded academic Taijuan and the earthbound giant Chandler watched as their children integrated a stranger into their legacy. Their love had become a beacon, proving that the madrigal strength wasn't just in the oasis they built, but in how wide they could open the gate.